Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my video, Financial Intelligence. I am your host, Joseph R. Conley, and today's topic of discussion is going to be a financial statement. So what is a financial statement? Financial statement is a tool of accounting utilized to read money. All right, but like I said for every video, I'm not a financial analyst or a financial advisor. I'm just a student of basic financial education. So a financial statement, ladies and gentlemen, is a tool of accounting utilized to read money. Also, it can be utilized to determine your net worth, to create your business, to read a business, to grow your wealth, as well as grow generational wealth. And we're going to go through it. So the financial statement is comprised of three different sections. You have the income statement, you have the balance sheet, and you have the statement of cash flow. But for the sake of this video, we're going to focus right here, ladies and gentlemen, on the balance sheet. All right, which consists of assets and liabilities. So what is a liability? A liability is a monetary asset that takes money out of your pocket over time. For example, you could say a house, a car. You could say a house, a car, student loans, personal loans, credit cards, also known as consumer debt. All right, I'm going to show you guys something. So before I learned about financial education, about a financial statement, this was me. I would get my paycheck or my earned income, and it would go. Here's my income. It would go to my expenses, and then it would go to my liabilities, and that was me. But guess what? I kept doing it. I would get my paycheck, it would go to my income, to my expenses, to my liabilities. Do you guys see what's going on here? Over time, I'm just caught in this trap. And over time, I'm losing money. I'm not gaining anything. I'm getting poorer. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? This was my mom. This was my dad. This is actually 99% of the working class. We get our paychecks and we put it, it goes to our expenses, but mainly our liabilities, our house, our cars, and our credit cards and student loans. And so when I learned this, I switched focus and I started learning what assets were. So what's an asset? An asset is an item that is a store of wealth, a store of value, or gives you money over time, or cash flow. So we're going to name a few assets. So you could say a business, you can say a rental property, you can say stocks, bonds, gold, silver, fine art, classic cars, royalties, trust funds. There's many different types of assets. So this is what I do, ladies and gentlemen. When I receive my paycheck or any income, this is what I immediately do. I immediately focus on the asset column. And so one of my favorite assets happens to be silver. And so I purchase silver, a real asset, a store of wealth, a store of value. And so this is what I do now. So I get my paycheck, it goes to my income, my expenses, and I purchase an asset, ladies and gentlemen. A store of value, a store of wealth. And it's been an incredible journey. And I know that if I would have stayed with the status quo of putting my money in savings account or checkings account or 401k, I know since the year that I've been doing this, I would have not accumulated the wealth I have. Now understand, like I said, there's different types of wealth. Some wealth is a store of value, and some wealth cash flows. So I'm going to give you an example. So let's say that you wanted to purchase a rental property for $250,000, and you needed 20% down payment, so $50K. I'm going to show you some examples of how you can utilize getting getting debt in order to purchase an asset. So please bear with me. So one way is you can go to the bank. All right. Another way, you can save. You can go to a hard money lender. You can go to a private money lender. You can ask family. You can use the equity in your house. Or if you need to, you can use a credit card. Okay? So as you can see, there's many different ways to utilize debt in order to acquire an asset. I'm going to give you an example. So let's say that I want to take the equity out of my house, a home equity line of credit or a second mortgage for $50,000. Okay, cool. So $50,000, take it out. And let's say I purchase that rental property. Okay, so now I have the rental property, and guess what? It cash flows. So the rental property gives me some cash flow. It gives me passive income. So here I am. So here we go. It gives me income. So guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I leverage the debt against the rental property, and guess what? Not only is the mortgage being covered, but the expenses are as well. You're talking about the principal and the interest. You're talking about the insurance, maintenance, any HOA fees. Plus, I have to put the property at market value. So I'm actually making a little bit extra income on top of that. So what do you think I am going to do with that extra income? Well, I'm just going to drop it right back down into the asset column, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and then I'm going to purchase another asset, and guess what's going to happen? It's going to cash flow again, and again. As you can see, what's happening? As you can see, I'm growing my wealth. All right, I'm getting richer. And on this side, I'm getting poorer. Ladies and gentlemen, please understand, this is what you see all the time in society. This is why the poor are getting poorer and the richer are getting richer. And you know what the minute difference is? All it is a difference in mindset. Instead of focusing on the liability column, you focus on the asset column. All right. So also, guess what? I just purchased a rental property. I just created housing, ladies and gentlemen. So guess what? That's called passive income, and passive income is non-taxable. All right. So just imagine someone like a Jeff Bezos or President Trump or some type of entrepreneur. What they're doing is, ladies and gentlemen, they're creating a service. All right. They're not just an employer. They're creating a service. And because of that, they get these tax breaks. Understand, the federal government can't create too many jobs, nor can they create too much housing. So what do? They look towards entrepreneurs and investors to help stimulate growth in the economy. Also, guess what? Did you know that 95% of the tax code is actually there to help you grow your wealth? Very, very cool. So there's no loopholes, there's no finesse in the system. They just understand the tax code is there to help them. But guess what? Guess what else, ladies and gentlemen? If I had just created a rental property and I put it on the market, and for someone to live in, what do you call that? You call that capitalism, ladies and gentlemen, because you just created a product, you created a service, and you put it on the market. Very, very cool. Understand though. Understand, in order to get there, you have to have a quite a bit financial education, financial literacy, which is understanding all the words, as well as financial intelligence. All right, how much money can you make and how much money can you keep? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that right there is pretty much the financial statement. It is one of the greatest tools to build your wealth. It's amazing. I taught this to my niece, ladies and gentlemen, at 14 years old. She's barely even started life yet, but yet she understood this clearly. So this can be anybody. This can be your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister. This can be somebody who's a high school dropout. This can be somebody who just got out of prison or jail. It gives them a vision. All right, it's a very awesome tool to utilize. So I want to come back real quick. So let's say that I am gaining all this passive income and it's covering my income, my expenses, and some of my liabilities. Over time, what do you think happens? I eventually become what you call financially free or financially independent. Because now my income is working for my money. Instead of me working for my money's working for me. All right, but again, it takes time to get there. It takes quite a bit of time. Also, one other thing I wanted to add was, excuse me, lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen, lost my train of thought. But understand, most people think, I have to be really, really rich. I only make, 60K a year. Okay, then, be financially free making 60K a year. You don't have to try to become a millionaire. If you make $36,000 a year, if you make $50,000 a year, if you are able to acquire these cash flowing assets to cover your expenses and your liabilities, you too can be financially free. Even if it's at $36,000 a year, it doesn't matter. It just requires some time. Ladies and gentlemen, just like anything, just like learning how to ride a bike, play an instrument, practice sports, anything. This same thing, ladies and gentlemen, requires practice. A lot of practice. But eventually, if you apply the financial education, and you too can learn to be financially free, which is what I'm learning to do myself. And so that's why I always say, please be on this journey with me so I can show you the direction that I'm going. But ladies and gentlemen, this is such a simple tool and very easy to understand. The reason why this isn't taught in school is because it would teach people to be entrepreneurs and investors and businessmen and women instead of wanting to be employees. Why? Because it gets you thinking. How can I create something? So it's a difference in mindset. That's all it is. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. In case you can't see this, I actually have a right here on paper. So take a look at it. Same thing. All right. If you can pause the video, you can write this down. Do what you got to do. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you. If I wasn't clear or concise on anything, please let me know, and I will go and I'll cover it. Like I always say, please like, please comment, please subscribe. Most importantly, always self-educate and educate others, because I know I would not have learned this if I was just going to a classroom, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, and have a very good day.